Hey everybody, this is Young Living Diamond Sarah Harnish, and welcome to Unstuck Action Boot Camp. So these are little mini videos that we're doing, and just keeping the training really tight, easy for you to be able to share, easy for your team to be able to stick with. Basically, every time I get on a video, I give you a homework assignment where you got to do some reading in this big old book here, Unstuck, How to Talk to Humans and Get Them to Respond to You. And then do a couple of worksheets right over here in the Unstuck workbook. And, you know, if reading isn't your thing, you know that the Audible book is out, right? So you can sit down, you can listen to this whole bad boy on your cell phone, which is amazing, or your tablet. It's on Apple iTunes, it's on Audible, it's in all the places, and Google Play Store as well. Very, very easy for you to be able to study without having to pick up a book and highlight. But if you're like me, and you're old school, and you like doodling and scratching, then you're really going to enjoy having the hardcover book in your hands as well. I actually do both. When I'm studying a book, I'll go through it first with a pencil and a highlighter, and then I go back and I listen to the Audible because you're training your brain totally differently. Speaking of training your brain totally differently, a huge shout out to those of you guys that are using the resources and the tools that are free. By the way, they're totally free up on my website. We've already had 40,000 people download and utilize the 101 PowerPoint and watch the demo of the 101 class. And Thieves just went up 24 hours ago. We've already had 25,000 people tapping into those videos. And just keep refreshing the page because our team is working nonstop behind the scenes to get all of the graphics, everything up, not just the PowerPoint. We're also putting up the graphics in the PowerPoint. So many of you guys were asking me yesterday, let's see if I can bring it up here. Oh, I think it was, you were asking me yesterday about that graphic that breaks down all of the ingredients inside Thieves Cleaner and what they actually are. Those are all graphics that we're going to put up that are free. So they'll be on the website. Just go to the Unstuck button. It's under share and scroll down and look for 102. It's 102 Thieves, and have a field day training your team on the core 4 because that's really what we're spending the second to last night. Well, I'm doing these videos in sets of 2. So if you're watching it live, you're probably only watching one video at a time, or if you're not watching it live, but if you're watching it live with me, then I'm doing them in sets of 2. So that's what we're going to be covering here on day 17 and day 18 is how to keep your team. So you know now how to build these relationships. You know that's the foundation of everything that we do at Young Living. You know how to make connections. You know how to talk to cold market. You know how to listen authentically. You know how to lead with them. You know how to be where they are, right? The message is always about meeting the need. We've done so much training on all of this stuff. So now how do you keep them? How do you keep them on your team? So for today, we're going to cover chapter 38 and chapter 39. Chapter 38 is expanding your circle, how to tap into friends of friends and what that looks like. And then chapter 39 is how to craft your personal story. So how do you actually tell your story without it being super overwhelming to you? And how do you capture their heart when you're sharing your story? So present time is our oil of the night tonight. I love this one. If you want the aromatherapy training on this, go look at the long form video for Unstuck. But this is one of I like to call it my non-squirrel oils. So whenever I'm speaking, I always just breathe that in, get some in your hands, do a little hand cupping, take some deep breaths and breathe out twice as slowly as you're breathing in. So that's our oil of the night. Here are the takeaways from this chapter, and then I'll give you a homework assignment to go work on, all right? So takeaways are you want to hit them on an emotional level when you're doing your classes because you're not really selling the oils, you're selling yourself. Like they're going to be joining part of your family, and they want to know that you're going to be a resource for them and that they're going to connect with you. So you want to hit them on that emotional level. You're going to share your journey. You're going to share your doubt. You're going to share your disbelief. When you're connecting spiritually with those people that are in your classes, you've triggered something really deep inside of them. Whether it's on a carnal level as a mama, just trying to protect the 4 walls of her home, or whether it's on, a level of wellness where you're just connecting with them and some of your journey that you've walked. And I shared some of that in the Thieves class and how I cured my migraines with diet, and how that led me down the road of clean living. And so, you're connecting with them. Danielle says, I've never used it. It's collecting dust. How do I use present time? Danielle, promise me for the next 30 days, truly 30 days, because it takes 21 days to build a habit, and I want you to go past the habit. Just get it on your feet and put it in your hands and breathe it in when you get up in the morning. Just put it on your hands, do a deep breathe in really deep and then breathe out 3 to 5 times. Just do that one act and then just kind of measure how your day goes. Are you able to tackle things a little bit easier? Are you more on task? Are you more focused? Oil for tonight, if you missed it, is present time. I love this oil. Like I do not go on stage without having present time up my nose. It's amazing. So a couple of other takeaways from this chapter. Tapping into the friends of the 3 or 5 or 20 people on your team can explosively lead to 100 people on your team. It's literally like boom, 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 because you're multiplying in exponents. It's not who you know, it's who the person next to you knows and their entire friend circle. So utilize that. Tap into that. Use a funnel to remember where you left off. And we're going to go through this a little bit heavier in just a moment. But what I use is the Diamond Rising deck. And these are the distributor cards from that funnel. So I know that it's been mentioned on several other websites and in several other groups. And you guys have asked me to explain it. The Diamond Rising deck, it's up on my website. And I have videos explaining the deck already and how to use them and how John and I intended for them to help you build your ER base. In Young Living. We have had very good results with the Diamond Rising deck. Even now, even after working and training our team, our ER is going up by about 2,000 a day as Diamonds. So that's huge. That's going to set the stage for your next rank up, because it's not about checking check boxes on a card and now the card is going to get me to the next rank. It's about having a system for remembering where you left off in your conversations when you're running somebody through an aromatherapy funnel to know what training they've had. So if you don't know what they've had, you can't remember where you left off and what they've already gone through. So I really, really believe in this, especially if you have a hard time just keeping track of things. It's very easy. You store it in a 4x6 card deck box. You can get them at the dollar store for about $1, $1.50, or you can go on Amazon and get a really nice bamboo box for about $13, $14. But I just put them inside the box, and that's how I track my team. And if I have time, 10, 15 minutes, I'll grab 2, 3 cards out of the box and then do my training and just pick up where I left out. Whatever the last check mark box was, my conversation is the next check mark box. So we'll go into that in just a little bit more on how to utilize the distributor card specifically from that deck. Talking to strangers, another takeaway here, it's not as hard as it appears. You just fall back on your training. So when you don't do this for a little while, you're going to get really rusty. And when you take time off, you got to remember how to do it again. So don't take time off. Continue talking to strangers. If you're afraid, you just keep doing it again and again and again and again. It's almost like when you don't teach a 101 class for a couple months, or you don't have a kit sale for a year, you start to think that you can't do it. But you can do it. You just have to stay in practice, right? Got to keep doing it. And then another thing I want you to know about this chapter of Friends and Friends is that your distributors are 90% less likely to drop off if they have one person under them on essential rewards. They feel personally responsible, or they're getting just a little bit of a paycheck, like just enough that it gets their attention, and they're like, okay, I'm already getting product for free and I'm not really doing a whole lot here, so I'm paying attention. All right, I'm paying attention. All right, now let's talk a little bit about Friends of Friends. Maybe if you sell a kit, you put a sticker on the box for rewards. What I do with this distributor card is the very top check mark boxes are they on ER or are they not on ER? I put a Post-it note. They've got those skinny Post-it notes that are almost like tabs. I put one of those on the cards that are not on ER. And when I have a couple of minutes, those are the ones that I go grab first. So it just kind of gives me a visual so I know where I left off. So Friends of Friends, I want you to make it your personal goal to help the people on your team that are spending 100 PV get their order for free. That's your goal. So say it's 2 people on your team or 15 people on your team. You make a list of all 15 people, and I want you to stay laser focused on those people. And your personal goal is to make sure that their oils order does not have to come out of their personal family budget, because they're a lot more likely to stay on your team and continue using the product if they don't have to step back and go, am I going to buy toilet paper or am I going to buy Young Living shampoo this month, right? They're a lot more likely to stay on your team if they got that little paycheck coming in. So you got to make it your goal to get them that paycheck, to have them see it. This is whether they're building the business or not. All right, I do this for my people that are faithfully on essential rewards, whether they want to build or not want to build. If they're spending 100 PV so that they would get a paycheck and they're on essential rewards, that's enough justification for me to tap into their friend circles, because they already like the product or they wouldn't be spending 100 PV. They're already going to be a megaphone for me because there's things that they enjoy using that they're sold on, or they wouldn't be placing that order every single month. So the conversation isn't as hard as you think it is by sitting down with them. So this is what I do. My goal is to get 10 to 12 people underneath each of my people on ER under them, because that's longevity. So if you were to teach the core 4 classes underneath them, 101 oils, 102 thieves, which we just launched, 103 Ningxia or 104 CBD, My goal is to get 2 or 3 people signed at each class, and then also get those people on Essential Rewards, because it's going to equal a bigger paycheck for your level 1 that is on Essential Rewards that you want to keep on your team. So that sounds like a lot, but it's like 2 people per class. So if your person's on fire and they get, 5 people in a room for you, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go teach a 101 class to your mom and to your best friend and to your neighbor next door, because I know that you want them using Raven that comes in the kit, because your whole story, your whole wow moment was around Raven and your diffusers. So I'm gonna let you tell that story. I'll teach the class, and then let's get Raven and diffusers in the house of your mama and your best friend and your neighbor, right? Because they want their people around them experiencing the same things that they're experiencing. So if they had 5 people in a room, your goal is to get 2 of them signed and get them trained in the core 4 classes so that they get on Essential Rewards. And then your level 1 is getting a check that keeps them in Young Living, right? Whether they're building the business or not. So it's just about training them and training their circles. And it's very, very doable. If you're teaching the core 4 classes twice, all right, twice is apparently 4. 2 times, you're teaching the core 4 classes twice, and you make it a goal to get 1 person signed and on ER at each class, you would already have 8 people. 8 to 10 people signed. So what I want you to do is systematically befriend your team, because they want their families using Thieves. And you guys just saw the Thieves class. And if you haven't seen the Thieves class, what are you doing? Go watch it. It's up on my website. Go download the PowerPoint and go teach that bad boy, right? And we just added Mike Book to the PowerPoint now too, because he shot a wonderful video on how to effectively use some of the Thieves products. And it was wonderful, just a wonderful, wonderful video. So they want their families using Thieves. So what I say to them is, I will be the person to come in and do the training. I'll come be the bad person that tells your mom she needs to be using Thieves, right? And if they're on 100 PVDR, then they're going to be getting the paycheck. They don't have to build the business. They just have to gather an audience for you. And that audience gets the blessing of the free training and the education and these amazing, awesome oil-infused products. So how do I open a text? How do I open a call? I use the Jessica Yassine method. Jessica is almost an executive on my team. I love her. She's just a beautiful, beautiful woman. This is in Unstuck. And so if I turn to chapter 38 in Unstuck, you guys can follow along. And here we are on page, let's see, your leading sentences, the start conversations, 38. So expanding your circle, how to tap into friends of friends. And I'll show you, here's a picture of Jessica. She's just amazing, an amazing woman. And so she has a little text that she sends out to people after she gets them on her team. She says, hey, Stephanie, or Brenda, or Mary, or Sarah, could I ask you a favor? Because I could really use your help. I'm wondering if you can help me reach a goal. It's my mission to teach 200 people about the dangers of toxic ingredients in their home. And so I'm reaching out to my dear friends, and I'm asking them to help me, okay? Because she wants to be able to connect with them and get them plugged into classes, and she's asking for their help. And usually people are not like, oh, I'm totally overwhelmed, I can't possibly do that for you. Like, you're just gonna have to go figure that out on your own, all right? No, they're like, hey, you need help? All right, no problem at all. What's up? What do you need? Say, I want to sit down and teach you the core 4 classes first, and then I would like to teach your mom, because I know you don't want your mom using yuck. So let's start in that place and work together. All right. And so you can read her entire message in here, but it's wonderful. I also type the whole thing out and put it on my website so that you have access to it there as well. Yep. Hey, can I ask you a favor? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Danielle, you've got it. So you're asking for help. And the help is to be able to teach the classes, right? To be able to come in and say, I want to teach. I feel a really strong burden about the stuff that's in our cabinets, and I know what it's done for me, swapping some of that stuff out. And so I would love your help to be able to teach. You don't have to do any teaching, but I could use your help. And so she has really, really good response rate. Really good response rate to that. So here's a couple other questions you could use to open the conversation with people that are already on your team. Have you had a wow moment with any of your oils? What's your favorite oil? What have you tried so far? What's your favorite oil to diffuse? What got you to the cat class initially? What made you want to buy the kit? Do you have a reference guide? Danielle says, where do I buy the book? You can snag Unstuck on Amazon, or you can snag it on my website. Discount, it's almost half off in bulk for you to be able to lead your teams through Unstuck Bootcamp. But so I just sit down and just kind of run them through some questions. Even if it's just one question, just say, hey, I know this matters to you. You're out there, you're placing orders. So let me just come alongside you and train the people around you that you love so very much, right? So very much. So this is how I start the process of signing their circle. I'm tapping into friends of friends. You're signing your friends that know a lot of people, and they may never build the business, but they might open their circles to you, especially if they get a wow moment with the oils, and they can get their product for free as they cash in their paycheck. And so you might feel a little bit disgruntled that you're out there doing all the work, but ask yourself why. Because the goal is to increase the number of people on your team, right? And to find business builders. And you're going to increase the number of people on your team by signing their circle. And you're going to find business builders by teaching classes. And so your friends' friends are a really, really good way to start that entire process. So last thing that I want to show you is for this video is, what do I do while I'm signing them? Like, I don't even know what the next thing is to say. So maybe, they come to a class, they're on my team, they're on ER, they're spending 100 PV, but how do I get that to lead to them being willing to open their friend circles to me? Like, I don't understand how to make that jump. The first thing I would do is I get them plugged into the core 4 classes, because you want to get them excited about Ningxia and excited about thieves, and their order is going to go from 100 to 300 PV as you're training and educating and training. And so I'm going to run them through the Diamond Rising deck. And if you haven't seen this bad boy, you need to go check this out on my website. These are the cards that are dividers in the deck. They're really, really nice, and they're color-coded by leg. This is the Contact Me card, so this is how I grab their information and find out what they want to learn. And then when they get on my team, I give them this card, and I just paper clip these cards together. So on the distributor card, are they on ER or not on ER? Did you walk through their kit together and train them on essential rewards? Did you show them how to generate their own link? It's right in the VO under member resources. So did you show them how to generate their own link and then show them how to share that with friends and family when they want to be able to get a kit? It's under Link Builder. Did you give them a virtual office tour? Did you watch the Getting Started videos? Did they watch the Getting Started videos? Did you give them a pocket reference guide or show them where to get a pocket reference guide? And did you train them how to use the guide? Have you given them Fearless? Fearless is like my go-to when it comes to training people on essential rewards. It is a powerful little book because it doesn't just train the starter kit, it trains the why behind oiling. It gives the entire reason why they need to go cabinet to cabinet to cabinet and start swapping things out. So if you are not using this to train your team, this is very, very, very powerful. Danielle, we already talked about non-members earlier in boot camp, so I want you to go watch some of the earlier videos. Right now we're talking about people that have joined the team and how to tap into friend circles, which is chapter 38, expanding your circle. So one of the things that Fearless does is it explains the why behind oiling and then gives them 10 challenges, right? So challenge 1, try all 11 oils, 12 oils from your starter kit. Challenge 2, making roll-ons with carriers and putting them in strategic places. Challenge 3, watching the Getting Started videos. Challenge 4 is topical application. Challenge number 5, focus on 3 different areas that you want to work on with your wellness and make a list and start building your ER wish list. Number 6 is empty the box challenge. So drink all the Ningxia. Use all the thieves, read all the literature, smell all the oils, trying new oils each month, making vitality recipes. I love this one. Challenge 9, practicing the art of research. A good oiler knows how to look things up. So make a list of things you'd like to work on to support your family systems and then piggyback off challenge 5. And then challenge 10 is the 3 cabinet challenge. Where the book really, really gets good is in the back. We've got a Build Your Oils collection with a list of every single product Young Living has. And then it goes through Simple Swap. So where are some of the things you want an ingredients list read in your laundry room, in your kitchen, in your cleaning closet, in your supplements? These little books are $1. They're really, really cheap. Beauty care, bathrooms, baby and kids, etc. We print these in black and white to keep the cost really low so that it's easy for you to duplicate these on your team. So, and then I go through and I tell them how to swap it out. So say you want to use a clean laundry detergent. Well, Thieves Laundry Soap is a great option for that, and there's the number to add it right into your virtual office. What about dish soap in your kitchen? Thieves dish soap, item 5350. So it goes through room by room and shows them how to start engaging in the simple swap. And our new edition of Fearless, which has a purple stripe across the top, also has them building their 3-month ER wish list. So that's in the back of Fearless. We've got a place for them to write their password and PIN and member number and everything in the front of Fearless. it perfectly aligns with Unstuck. So it is a wonderful resource and training tool. Portuguese. I haven't been asked to translate into Portuguese yet. We do have Spanish Fearless up on the website though. So maybe that will be a little bit of a blessing to you. So chapter 39 is how to craft your personal story. And this one is really, really cut and dry in the Unstuck book, but I'm just going to give you a couple of tips, because telling your story, I'm convinced, is the most powerful part of the class. It's where your passion lies. And we said just a moment ago that you've got to connect with people on that emotional level. Or, that's what's going to change the course of their wellness journey, and that's what's going to get them to connect with you. And Gary Young was a master storyteller. Like, if you could spend some time with him, it was like you were sitting in a room on your grandpa's lap. Like, the whole room stopped and he gave you all of his attention, and he was just amazing. Just an amazing storyteller. And so I want you to get good at sharing why you love oils so much, why they matter to you, why you want the people around them using oils as well. And so let's work on crafting your story. It's easy to plot your story if you answer a few questions. So who invited you to your first oils class? Why did you set foot in the door? What drew you there? Did you believe in oils when you first started? Did you get the kit right away? And if not, what caused you to get it later on? What was your wow moment? Like, what oil is just like, whoa? Are there any oils in the starter kit that got your attention? Why do you believe in Young Living? And was there a transformation for you? What about a life lesson? Did you learn anything in the process? I learned I don't like chemicals that I can't pronounce or that I don't like in my house, right? So what do you want that room of people to know about oils? And do you give up your time to teach them? Why does it matter so much? I want you to spill your passion on them. Spill your passion on them, because that's how you connect with them in that emotional level. So that wraps up action video 17. Chapter 38 is Friends of Friends, and chapter 39 is Crafting Your Personal Story. And so I want you to read those two chapters and then go to the workbook, and I want you to answer the worksheets for those two chapters for chapter 8 and chapter 39. So for example, for chapter 39, I've got you sitting down for crafting your personal story and writing down, a good story's got 3 really important components. What are those components? Who invited you to your first oils class? Start answering questions to craft your story, and then practice it and get it down to 10 minutes so you can really hold their attention and run them through that spiritual coaching that just brings them closer to your why of why you oil so much. So, a lot of you guys have asked me about the workbook. This tailor trains. It's like a custom fit jacket, all right? You read Unstuck and you read all these principles. The workbook is going to custom fit it directly to you, to your weaknesses, to your strengths. It's going to get down into some heart issues and do mindset training specifically for you and have you digging in places that you have never ever dug before to be able to really understand why you're stuck in this business and why people are not connecting with you. And your story is huge. It's critical. If you're not sharing your story at the open of your 101, 102, 103, 104 classes, you're missing something very, very important. So go get some present time on your body. Go read those 2 chapters. Sit down and work through the worksheets. Craft your personal story and start tapping into Friends of Friends and teaching the core 4 classes. You have so much homework. I'm going to keep you guys busy for weeks. Weeks and weeks and weeks. You got a lot of stuff to do ahead of you. And it's okay. That's good. Because if you're constantly looking forward at your business, you don't have time to look backwards at the things that are not going well for you. Right? You focus on volume. You're always looking forward, not behind. And that's how you grow your business. And sharing your passion. Meeting people in those passion places. So I love you guys. I'm going to go shoot video 18 now, which is chapter 40, and it is Essential Rewards. You do not want to miss that chapter. So pop on, go watch that one, and then we're down to just our last 2 days, and all the action videos are shot. So love you guys, and I'll see you in a minute.